The Cambridge Dictionary and middle school biology class get the woke treatment, plus a case of alleged racism at a Washington high school football game that apparently wasn't. Let's bring in KTTH Talk Radio host Jason Rantz for tonight's lightning round. We hope this rates a lot better than AOC's movie. Jason, I can tell you that. So Cambridge, the dictionary changes the definition of a man and a woman. For example, a woman, an adult who lives and identifies as a female, though they may have been said to have a different sex at birth. Your thoughts?
Well, let's define female then. I bet you they're not able to do that. I mean, look, at the end of the day, this is actually a really smart strategy from folks on the left who want to pretend that there are 12,000 different genders and you can pick whichever one you want at any given moment. Because if you control the language, if you redefine words, if you redefine concept, what you end up doing is effectively winning the argument because you are now in control of the argument. And so from a strategic standpoint, that's how you change the culture. You just change all the words and you sort of institutionalize all of this and you push it on people.
Yeah, I remember when the Associated Press started changing it from illegal immigrant to undocumented immigrant, immigrant without papers. And you look at federal law still calls it an illegal immigrant. And so you think, OK, well, they're just kind of making things up as they go along. Number two, Minnesota teacher claims that cell biology lessons are part of a capitalist indoctrination. This is the same teacher who said, quote, on Twitter, "You are not a capitalist. You are an exploited worker with Stockholm Syndrome." Jason.
I love it. I will say her TikTok videos are viewed more than the AOC documentary, so I suppose that is a success. But look, at the end of the day, what you end up having, and this is what I love about these stories, obviously, yes, it reminds people that these teachers, some of them are insane, and they are trying to indoctrinate your kids. However, what it also tells you is just the lack of thought that goes into decisions to continue to post this stuff online. Whether it's Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. They know that we're looking for this content. They know that it upsets a whole bunch of parents, including the parents of their own students, and they do it anyway. And I think there's something rather insane about that, but also gutsy in a weird way. But I'm glad that they're exposing themselves because it makes it so much easier for us.
It's interesting. This is close to your home. This is at Lakes High School in Washington State, where some athletes, a coach said, were subjected to racial slurs. But, Jason, you talked to some of the referees about whether they got complaints, and they said this. Watch.
Never once during the game did a coach approach any of our officials and tell them of the issue that they alleged in the paper. Not once during the game did we hear any of that language, or not once did any player from either team approach us during the game.
Yeah, this has happened before, and, this is a problem across the country.
Absolutely. And what's disturbing here is that the local media, for the most part, while covering this, has just been totally dishonest. I mean, they went with these allegations. They presented them as facts. But now that you look at the investigation, which I must be the only one in the media who's actually looked at it, the athletic director for the team that made the allegation said he didn't hear anything and the coaches never came up to him. You've got students and athletes on that team that said they never heard any of this, but we were told that they were using the N-word throughout an entire game. That's, of course, nonsense.
Yeah, it is. Jason, stand by for the nightcap. Meantime, why the most